What is happening, everybody, on YouTube? Steve again with Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com. Come back to with another video on a beautiful day, and in today's video I want to answer a question that I received recently, and I'm going to read it off this piece of paper below me. The question reads, what do you look for in an item before you scan it to sell it on Amazon FBA? So I've got some points down here on a piece of paper that I want to hit, and I want to make sure I get this across really well for you guys, because I know a lot of you folks want to go out there in the field, whether it's at garage sales or thrift stores or wherever you go to source, and you want to start scanning items, right? You want to pull out your phone and you want to bada bing, bada boom, bring in some profit soon. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what that really means, but you want to make some money, okay? You want to go out there and you want to start scanning, right? You want to scan some items and make some money on Amazon, but you're kind of unsure, like, you know, what do I look for? Like, I know how to scan a barcode. I already have the Amazon seller app, and hopefully you do. If not, this is it on my phone. Go to the Play Store or your Apple Store and download the Amazon seller app. It's free, and once you have it, you're going to be able to see what you see right here. I've already scanned an item, but in any event, let's just say you have it and you want to figure out how to use it and what to look for. So I'm going to kind of play out a scenario in terms of what I look for, and once I scan an item, kind of the things that play out in my mind. So without further ado, if you're ready to learn something new, let's dive into this video. Alright, so the first thing that I look for once I scan an item and I have my phone and, you know, bada bing, bada boom, I scan the item, the first thing I'm looking for is the selling price FBA. So if it's a brand new item, I'm going to go under the new tab. If it's a used item, I'm going to go under the used tab. And there's a new and used right here. You'll see it. And let's just say, for example, it's a used CD, as in the example that's actually on my screen that you probably can't see. Let's say I scan a used CD. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click the used tab, and I'm going to look under the FBA offers to see what is the lowest one. And what you're going to want to do is you could actually click onto that button that says FBA offers, and you can see what prices they're kind of going with. Maybe there's one person that's selling it at $8.95, and then the second person is $18, and the third is $22. I know that that lowest one will probably get swept out quick if it's a popular item, and I know I could sell it for more than that. So that's the first thing you want to do, is you want to kind of look under the used prices for FBA. Let's assume that you're selling on FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon. If you're not, you're missing out big time. If you're a merchant right now on Amazon, this will be a whole nother video, but get your butt on the FBA, I'm telling you right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to look under the used or the new, whatever type of item it is, the condition, and look to see what the lowest price is for FBA, and then kind of use that trick I told you about, you know, the second in line, the third in line, to determine what you feel like it is worth. So that's the first thing that I do, and the first thing that you should do as well. The second thing I do in terms of the app and what I'm looking for is I'm looking at the sales rank. And again, we could talk about sales rank and what it really means in a future video, but I'm looking to see how fast the item is selling within that category. There's a ton of different categories out there. There's music, there's toys, there's CDs, there's books, there's a ton of different categories. Actually, I don't even know if CDs is a category. I think it's under something else. But there's a ton of different categories. Electronics, mobile electronics, tons of them, trust me. The point I want you to get right now and grasp is you want to take a look at the sales rank to determine how fast the item is selling. The lower the rank, the faster it's selling. If you have a video game that's ranked 10,000 in video games category, and then you have one that's, you know, 7,000 rank, the one that's a 7,000 rank has sold latest. It's sold faster. So to kind of give you a quick tip on sales rank, all sales rank is really a snapshot in time in terms of the last time that particular item sold. So I mean, you can have an item that's a 5 million rank, and you might think to yourself, oh, that item will never sell, it never sells, I can't sell it. Well, that, you know, it might be really long tail, but if that item sold today, that rank would drop significantly. I don't know what it would be at, but it wouldn't be at 5 million, maybe 500,000 or something like that. So it's just a snapshot in time, but the point I'm trying to get across to you is I like to look at the rank because it's an indicator of how fast, how popular the item's selling, how often it's selling, and it just kind of helps build confidence in terms of if I want to invest in that product or not. The third thing that you want to look into, and this is the third thing I look at before I purchase it and I'm in the app, is the reviews and the star rating. So what that means is, like, for each particular listing of an item, you're going to be able to see the ratings, what people said, the feedback about the product. For example, this item, you probably can't see it because it's not focusing. It has a 4.5-star rating out of 9 reviews. So I know 9 people took the time to review this. It's a decent product. People are saying really good things about it. And, I wouldn't mind investing my money in that, as long as the selling price is there and the rank and it's popular and it's selling. I wouldn't mind investing in that because I know that people are saying good things about it. You really want to look at reviews and feedback and star ratings when you're messing with electronics and, computer stuff and printers and stuff of that nature, because there's some really lousy ones, made from China and just ones that aren't name brand that are just complete crap. And the problem with investing in those items, even if the rank is really good, or it's selling for a ton of money, is you're going to get returns because people aren't going to like the product. They're going to think it's garbage, and you're going to get the returns. So I like to invest in products that have good ratings, good feedback, 4 or 5 star, and has a good amount of feedback as well. I mean, if it only has 1 or 2 stars, it's hard to take that serious. But if a product has 20, 30, 40, 50, 200, 300 ratings, and it's a solid rating, now that builds confidence. The fourth thing that I'm looking at when I'm using the Amazon Seller app and I'm scanning my items is I'm taking a look at the amount of sellers, right? I want to know how many people are selling that item. How much competition do I have? Because if there's a ton of competition, there's a good chance, and not in all scenarios, there's a good chance people are going to be undercutting each other, right? They're going to be trying to cut each other down, dropping it 10 cents, 20 cents. Next thing you know, it's $5, $10 down, and your profit's gone, depending on your margins and whatnot. So I like to look at the competition. And also, one thing I wanted to say is take a look at the competition for the given market you're selling in. If you're selling FBA, who cares about how many merchant sellers there are, really? Like, for example, with this listing right here, there's 4 FBA sellers and there's 26 sellers that are merchants. I don't care about the merchants. The people who are prime, who want that free 2-day shipping, who want it fast, who want to, the hassle-free returns and all that, they're going prime. They don't care about the merchants. It could be $10, $20, $30, $50, $100 more. They don't care. They want to go prime. So keep that in mind as well. But look at the competition for the platform you're selling on. If you're a merchant, then who cares about the FBA? Look at the merchants. But that's huge, and that's another deciding factor that I consider when I'm looking at the listing and I'm scanning my app, determining if I should buy the item or not. The fifth thing that I look at, and this is something that I probably should be looking at it first or second, but it kind of goes down my list, is looking at your profit. When you're using the Amazon Seller app, there's actually a button that you can hit that will say gross proceeds, and it's actually in the bottom right hand corner. For you, that's maybe the bottom left, I don't know, with the screen all reversed, but it says gross proceeds. And when you click that button, it's going to bring up the breakdown in terms of the fees, the picking and packing. You could even type in the cost of purchase and all that stuff, and you could take a look at your profit. So that kind of helps you to really narrow down in terms of if you should buy the item or not. So you can input, what it costs for the item. If it's a 25-cent CD, you can put 25 cents in. You can put the lowest price for Amazon FBA. If you do mess with your settings beforehand, it'll automatically tell you the FBA or the merchant price. It'll tell you the fees. You can even put like inbound shipping costs per pound in there as well. And yeah, it just helps you to look at the profit. So that's something I do, especially when I'm at pawn shops and I'm dealing with more expensive cameras and electronics, and I'm putting bundles together where I'm spending $300 or $400. I like to use that tool to really help me kind of get a feel for my ROI, my return on investment, and if it's worth my time and just the money and all. So definitely check that out, and that's something that I do. And the sixth thing that I look for, and this is something you should look for as well, because sometimes it's a little tricky, is to look to see if Amazon is selling the item. This is imperative to your success if you're selling retail arbitrage, going to retail stores and buying and selling, because I tell you right now, if Amazon comes in and undercuts you and they have 5,000, 10,000 of that item, you might be waiting on your feet for a while, and a lot of times they can price items a lot lower than you can. So take into consideration if Amazon's selling it or not. On the Amazon Seller app, in the bottom left-hand corner for myself, you can see if Amazon is selling it. There's actually a button. If they're not there, it'll say none. If they are selling it, there'll be a star with the price there, and it'll say Amazon selling it. Make sure, if Amazon is selling it, make sure that you can undercut them a little bit or even price match them. That's just my opinion. But once in a while, like with retail arbitrage, they'll just come in, right? You'll be selling it for 20, 30 bucks. They'll come in at $6 or $7, and you're just going to have to wait for them to sell out, and once they sell out, the price will go right back up. So those are the 6 things that I look for on the app specifically before I purchase an item. That's kind of how I'm thinking. That's how my mind works when I'm looking at this app. Like I said, the selling price, check the selling price for the given platform, specifically FBA or merchant. Check that out. Check out the sales rank, and more specifically, check out the sales rank for that category. That'll be a whole nother video, but just know that each rank isn't equal to the next rank in a different category. It's based on the category. You know, the music category, the toys category, the sports, the mobile electronics, all the different categories. So know that. The third thing I'm looking at is reviews, feedback, and stars. I want to make sure I'm investing in a product that's popular, that's in demand, that people are enjoying. I don't want to get into these products with 1, 2 stars and dealing with all these returns and items breaking and stuff like that. It's not a good business model in my opinion. The fourth thing I'm looking at is the amount of sellers for that specific platform. So I'm looking at the merchants if I'm a merchant. I'm looking at FBA sellers and the competition if I'm an FBA seller. So if you're an FBA seller, don't worry about what the merchants are doing. And if you're a merchant, don't worry about what the FBA sellers are doing. But overall, my advice is if you're a merchant, become an FBA seller, because you know those Prime members out there, and Prime is huge. They want that free shipping. They want that hassle-free returns. They want to buy from Amazon. And I'm telling you right now, there's just so much better of an opportunity, in my opinion, to be an FBA seller. So become an FBA seller. Yes, become one now. The fifth thing that I like to look for is the profit. The profit is huge. You want to make sure that if you're spending X amount of money, that you're going to get X amount back that's worth your time. So check your margins, check out your business model, but overall, make sure you're making enough money. Don't just buy items to be cool, to be one of the cool kids. I don't even know what that means. But make sure if you're investing in an item that it's worth your time and you're making some good profit. And last but not least, when you're on the app, check to see if Amazon's selling the item, especially if you're messing around with the retail arbitrage. Make sure Amazon's not selling it. I mean, you could still make money when Amazon's selling it, but make sure you get in cheap enough, because you are probably going to have to undercut them a little bit. Because really, why would anybody not buy from Amazon? They're going to have the buy box, I'm assuming, and whatnot. So make sure that you have enough room in there to make some money. But check to see if Amazon's selling it. Sometimes they kind of sneak their way in, you don't even know it. So thanks again for watching this video. If you're not already using Amazon Seller app, check it out. If not, check out Scan Power by Chris Green. There's a few other apps out there, Profit Bandit and whatnot. But make sure you got the tools out there to make it happen in the field. And it's going to help you that much more to make better buying decisions and to grow your business and to make more money. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more behind the scenes stuff, follow me on Periscope at Raiken Profit. I've been doing a ton of stuff behind the scenes, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. But I appreciate you guys watching. Any video ideas, drop an idea in the comments. I read them all, and I love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.